Mindset. Everyone talks about it. Few people understand it. Some people think it means being happy all the time. Some think it means pretending everything is fine when it's not. Others think mindset is only about motivation, that if you just think positive, your whole world will magically change. But that's not it. Mindset is not about ignoring reality. It's not about fake smiles or motivational quotes taped to the mirror. It's not pretending bad things don't happen. Mindset is the way you respond when they do. It's the voice in your head that says, okay, this is hard, but I can handle it. It's being present, not frozen by what might happen tomorrow and not buried under the weight of what already happened yesterday. Mindset is your ability to stay in the now. And that's where your power is. That's where the choices are. That's where progress lives. Let me ask you about something. Have you ever gotten stuck in your head replaying a mistake from the past? You wish you had said something different or did something different. But no matter how many times you relive it, you can't go back and change it. Or maybe you felt your chest tighten thinking about the future, the unknowns, the risks, the fears. You're anxious about something that hasn't even happened yet. We all do it. But mindset is learning how to catch yourself in those moments. It's learning how to pause and remind yourself, I'm not back there, I'm not out there, I'm here. Mindset is presence, and presence gives you power. When you're present, you're no longer a victim to your past. When you're present, the future doesn't control your next step. When you stop reacting and you start responding with purpose, with awareness, with strength, that's mindset. Here's a real example. Let's say a basketball player misses 2 free throws in the final seconds of the game. The team loses, the crowd is brutal, reporters want answers, teammates are frustrated. That player has 2 options. 1, they can obsess over the missed shots, beat themselves up and let it destroy their confidence. Or 2, they can learn from it, grow from it, and refocus on the next game. See, the past is done. The shots were missed. The only thing that matters now is what happens next. That's mindset again. Mindset is about being able to say, I didn't get the job, but that doesn't mean I stop applying. They didn't believe in me, but that doesn't mean I stop believing in myself. I failed, but that doesn't mean I'm a failure. It's not about perfect thinking. It's not about persistent thinking. It's the ability to keep going, to stay grounded, to stay hopeful, not because the road is easy, but because you know you're strong enough to handle it. You see, mindset isn't a switch you flip once. It's a muscle you build. Every time you catch yourself spiraling and choose to return to the moment, that's mindset. Every time you get knocked down and stand back up, that's mindset. Every time you do the hard thing when it would have been easier to quit, that's mindset. You don't have to be perfect to build it, you just have to be present. So next time your thoughts race to what you could have done or spiral into what might go wrong, pause, take a breath, look around, remind yourself, this is the moment you're in, and this is the moment you can control. That's mindset. Not perfection, not pretending, not pressure, just presence. And presence is where everything begins. There comes a moment when everything feels stagnant. You wake up, go through the motions, and wonder how you ended up here. Uninspired, drained, stuck in the same loop. The days blur together, and deep down you know something isn't right. But feeling stuck is not a life sentence. It's a signal. It's a whisper from within telling you it's time to wake up. Time to break the cycle. time to remember who you are and what you're capable of. Most people wait for a breakthrough, hoping inspiration will strike. But here's the truth, it won't. Inspiration doesn't appear out of thin air, you create it. You build momentum, and then the fire returns. The mistake we make is thinking we need to have everything figured out before we move. That's a lie. Clarity comes through action. The only way to get unstuck is to shake things up, to disrupt the pattern, to do something, anything, differently than before. When you feel lost, change something, no matter how small. Switch up your routine. Take a different route to work. Read a book on a topic you've never explored. Say yes to an opportunity you'd normally turn down. Stagnation thrives in predictability. The more you stretch beyond what's familiar, the more your mind wakes up to possibility. And while you're at it, move your body. Physical movement shifts your energy. Go for a walk, hit the gym, dance in your living room. The mind and body are connected, and when you shake off the physical weight, the mental fog starts to lift too. You can't think your way out of feeling stuck, you have to move your way out. Then start asking yourself better questions. Instead of why am I stuck, ask what is this trying to teach me? Instead of what's wrong with me, ask what do I need to do right now? Your mind will always find an answer to the questions you ask. So make sure you're asking ones that move you forward, not keep you trapped. And be careful with your words. The way you speak to yourself in these moments matter more than you realize. When you're stuck, your mind plays tricks. It tells you that this is how things will always be, that you're behind, that nothing will change. But that's just the voice of habit, clinging to what it knows. You must challenge it. Instead of saying, I don't know what to do, try, I'm figuring it out. Instead of saying, I've wasted so much time, try, I'm learning from this moment. Words shape perception, and perception shapes action. And most importantly, take the pressure off yourself. People get stuck because they're too focused on finding the perfect solution, the right path, the big breakthrough. But progress isn't about massive leaps. It's about small, consistent steps. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to take the next step in front of you. And remember, this feeling is temporary. You won't feel stuck forever. You won't feel lost forever. There is a future version of you who has broken free, who has found their spark again, who looks back at this moment and realizes it was just part of the journey. But to meet that version of you, you have to move. You have to stop waiting, stop overthinking, stop convincing yourself that you need the perfect plan before you begin, because you don't. What you need is momentum. You need a spark, and that starts the moment you decide that being stuck is not where your story ends. This is your wake-up call. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not when things feel easier, but right now. Move, and everything changes. There's a great line that says, only hurt people hurt people. Have you ever had someone criticize you out of nowhere? They'll tell you that you weren't good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. Or maybe they doubted your dreams, belittled your success, or made you feel like you weren't capable. Here's the truth. It's not about you. It's about them. People project their own fears, insecurities, and self-doubt onto others. They see you chasing a dream they were too afraid to pursue. They see you growing in ways they never allowed themselves to. And instead of facing their own pain, they throw it at you. Projection is when someone takes their own feelings, things they don't want to deal with, and pushes them onto someone else. That person who calls you arrogant, they might struggle with their own confidence. The one who calls you selfish, they might feel guilty about their own lack of generosity. The one who laughs at your dreams, they might be bitter about the ones they gave up on. People don't see you as you are, they see you as they are. Here's how to handle projection. First, don't take it personally. If someone lashes out at you, understand that it's coming from their own struggles. Their words are a reflection of their reality, not yours. Second, stay grounded in your truth. Just because someone tells you something doesn't make it true. You define who you are. If someone calls you lazy, but you know you're working hard, don't let their words shake you. Third, have compassion and set boundaries. Many people don't realize they're projecting. You can choose to respond with empathy, but that doesn't mean you have to accept their negativity. Protect your peace. Fourth is keep moving forward. The more you grow, the more you'll encounter projection. People will try to pull you down because they can't handle watching you rise. Keep going anyways. At the end of the day, people will say what they want, but their fears don't have to become yours. Their doubts don't have to hold you back. Their insecurities don't have to shape your future. So let them project. Let them doubt. Let them judge. And then go prove them wrong. I know it's easy to point fingers when things go wrong. I know it's tempting to blame others, our circumstances, or the resources we don't have. But let's be real, blaming doesn't change anything. It doesn't fix the problem, it doesn't move us forward, and it doesn't make life any better. Blaming is a trap that keeps you stuck. You know what's hard? Owning it. Taking responsibility for where we are, even when it's uncomfortable. But that's where the magic happens. See, change begins when we stop blaming and start owning. When we stop telling ourselves lies like, it's not my fault, or if only I had more support, and instead say, what can I do to change this? Let's get something straight. Nobody has lied to you more than you've lied to yourself. We all do it. We tell ourselves stories to justify why we're not where we want to be. Like, I didn't have the right connections. I wasn't given the same opportunities. If only they hadn't done this to me. But the truth is, those are just excuses. And every time you buy into them, you hand over your power. You give your life away to circumstances and other people. The good news is, the moment you take ownership, everything changes. Ownership is empowering. It says, no matter what has happened to me, I still have control over how I respond. And I can choose to learn, adapt, and rise. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't start with perfect circumstances. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty, abused as a child, and faced rejection after rejection in her career. She could have blamed her past, her lack of resources, or the people who told her she'd never make it. But instead, she took ownership. She decided her circumstances wouldn't define her, and she built a legacy that inspires millions. You see, blaming is like sitting in a sinking boat and arguing about who poked the holes. Ownership is grabbing a bucket and bailing out the water. Ownership is saying, this is my boat and I'm not going to let it sink. When you take ownership, you start to see challenges differently. Instead of being problems, they become puzzles to solve. Instead of feeling powerless, you feel capable. You realize that the only person who controls your destiny is you. Nobody's coming to save you. No knight in shining armor, no magical windfall, no perfect opportunity will suddenly appear to fix everything. That's okay, because you don't need saving. You need action. You need to take the reins and steer your life in the direction you want to go. Start by asking yourself the hard questions. Where have you been blaming others? Where have you been making excuses? Be honest with yourself. It's the first step to breaking free. Then ask yourself, what can I do right now to take ownership of the situation? It doesn't have to be a big step, but it has to be yours. Remember, life isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every time you choose ownership over blame, you grow stronger. Every time you take responsibility, you take back your power. And over time, those small, consistent actions lead to massive change. So stop blaming and start owning. Own your past, own your mistakes, and own your future. Because at the end of the day, your life is yours to build. No more lies, no more excuses, no more waiting. The power to change is already in your hands. Use it. Procrastination. It's the silent thief of dreams. We've all felt its grip. You sit down to work on something important, and suddenly you're scrolling through your phone or binge watching your favorite show. Hours pass, and the task remains untouched. It's frustrating, demoralizing, and most importantly, it holds you back from achieving your goals. But the good news, you don't have to stay stuck. Procrastination isn't about laziness, it's a habit. And habits can be broken. Let's dive into how you reclaim your time, energy, and your potential. Number one, start before you feel ready. One of the biggest lies procrastination tells you is that I'll do it when I feel motivated. But motivation can often come after you take action. See, momentum breeds motivation. The hardest part is always getting started. Don't wait to feel ready, just begin. Give yourself permission to do it badly at first if you have to. Remember, progress is more powerful than perfection. Just taking the first step creates inspiration. Second is break down the big tasks into smaller steps. Often procrastination happens because the task feels overwhelming. If you think about everything you need to do at once, it's easy to freeze. Break these big projects into small, manageable steps. Set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes and commit to working for just that amount of time. The trick is, again, once you start, it's easier to keep going. One small step leads to another, and before you know it, you're making progress. Third is identify what's holding you back. Procrastination isn't always about laziness. It's often about discomfort or fear. Is it the fear of failure or the discomfort of breaking away from your routines? Ask yourself, what am I really avoiding and why? Once you recognize the problem, well, then face it head on. Tell yourself, it's okay if this isn't perfect. I just need to try. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action in spite of it. Number 4 is remove distractions and create a focused environment. The world is full of distractions, and they love to steal your focus. To beat procrastination, set yourself up for success. Put your phone on airplane mode or leave it in another room. Create a workspace where you feel productive and inspired. Every time you remove a distraction, you're making it easier to stay on track. Number 5 is reward yourself for progress, not just perfection. One reason we procrastinate is because we're so focused on the end goal that we forget to celebrate the journey. Winners reward themselves for progress, no matter how small. Set small milestones and treat yourself when you hit them. Enjoy the satisfaction of knowing that each step forward counts. Celebrating progress reinforces the habit of showing up and doing the work. And finally, be kind to yourself. If you've been procrastinating, it's easy to fall into a cycle of guilt and shame. But beating yourself up only makes it worse. Treat yourself with compassion. Like, I've procrastinated, but I'm working on it now. Understand that procrastination is something everyone struggles with. You're not alone. When you're kind to yourself, you make space for growth. See, procrastination will always offer excuses. Tomorrow will be easier. I'll start later. But we all know the perfect time doesn't exist. The time to act is now. Take one small step. Start even if you don't feel ready. Celebrate every bit of progress along the way. Because the longer you wait, the further you push your dreams out of reach. You're capable and you're ready. You have everything you need to succeed right now. Start today, start small, and don't stop until you reach your goal. The only way to beat procrastination is to take control one step at a time. Life has a way of presenting us with obstacles, big and small, that can sometimes feel overwhelming. Just the mere thought of confronting these challenges can keep us from even taking the first step. But here's the thing. You have more strength within you than you realize. Think of challenges as opportunities in disguise. They may seem daunting at first, but they hold the potential for growth and learning. I've seen it time and again with my clients. When faced with adversity, those who embrace it as a chance to learn and evolve often come out stronger on the other side. You see, resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about using setbacks as launching pads towards your goals. It's about cultivating a mindset that sees obstacles not as roadblocks, but as detours guiding you towards a better path. One of my favorite quotes by Ralph Waldo Emerson comes to mind. He says, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." This quote encapsulates the essence of overcoming challenges. It's about tapping into your inner strength and realizing your potential. So how can you start building this resilience? Well, first, acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to feel frustrated, disappointed, or even scared when facing challenges. Emotions are a natural part of being human. So allow yourself to feel them, but don't let them define you or hold you back. Sometimes challenges can seem insurmountable because we view them as a whole. So try this. Take a step back and break the challenge into smaller, manageable tasks. This not only makes it less overwhelming, but also gives you a clearer roadmap to follow. Recognize that you don't have to face these challenges alone. Whether it's friends, family, or a coach like myself, having someone to lean on can provide valuable perspective, encouragement, and guidance. Remember, setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities to learn and grow. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your mental muscle, making you more prepared for whatever life throws your way. Every step forward, no matter how tiny, deserves recognition. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may seem. By doing this, it reinforces your progress and motivates you to keep going. Overcoming challenges is not just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about embracing the journey, learning from the experiences, and becoming the best version of yourself. So as you face challenges in your own life, remember the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson and the wisdom they hold. You have the strength within you to overcome anything that comes your way. Believe in yourself. Take one step at a time and keep moving forward. You've got this. Every day when we wake up and rise to tackle life's challenges, hopefully with intent and purpose, inching step by step towards what we seek, we begin to move, and then there they are. The obstacles to overcome, the mountains to climb, and the forces to battle. All of these represent the price which has to be paid for the level of success we're chasing. You see, the bigger the goal, the higher the price, which is why so many settle for lower goals. It's not that they didn't have the talent or skills to reach higher. No, it's the fact that they weren't willing to pay the price. In the beginning, when payment is due, we're ready and anxious to lay out the fees. We'll attack each challenge with enthusiasm as we see it as the first steps on the climb. But over time, after all the work and sacrifices, there it is again, another payment due. The problem becomes that we haven't hit the summit yet, and there's still miles to go. Suddenly we see the costs adding up without any rewards. We've put out all this effort, and although we've made progress, we haven't reached the finish line. Then when we ponder the distance still left to go, we start to doubt our abilities to make future payments. Our energy drops, and we question whether we'll ever hit the summit. And I know it'd be easier to walk away, to leave the jagged path, perhaps content with the investment we've already made and level we've achieved, but there's another option. It's the idea that perhaps there'll be a day when the price is too steep, but not today. There might be a time in the future when I'll end the pursuit, but not today. When in the midst of doubt and that voice is telling you to quit, I want you to utter the two simple words, not today. You just need to push through this day. I promise you that the view will change, that voice will dissipate, and your account will fill again. But you just need to push through this day. And tomorrow, if that same feeling is there, repeat the two words, not today. Because you can and you must push through the tough days to get to the rich ones. This is the lesson that most people fail to understand. If you want the view, then you have to be prepared to make the climb. Pay the price. Like any ascent, it begins with a simple step, simply repeated over and over. There are no shortcuts. When the surface is smooth, we get coddled into thinking that it'll always be this way. The costs are low and we can run forever. But hey, look around. There's a crowd with you. Being that the price is low, everyone is willing to stay in the race. It's only when the path gets rocky and the price goes up that people start to drop off. You just need to decide if that'll be you. And when that moment of doubt arrives, and it will, I want you to repeat after me. Not today. Step by step, day by day, that's the only way. In the pursuit of human achievement, there's one characteristic that stands out above all others. one simple factor that ultimately determines success or failure. See, in your moments of despair, it's your commitment, your determination, and your overall persistence that will determine your fate. It's your unwavering resolve to keep pushing forward even when the path ahead seems shrouded in darkness. It's your refusal to surrender to the whispers of doubt and the screams of adversity. Persistence is the guiding light through the storm, illuminating the path to greatness. Look around you. You'll see countless examples of individuals who embody the essence of persistence in their pursuit of excellence. Take the story of J.K. Rowling, for instance. Before the world knew her as the mastermind behind the Harry Potter series, she faced rejection after rejection from publishers who couldn't see the magic in her words. But did she give up? Did she let the weight of disappointment crush her dreams? Absolutely not. Rowling persisted, fueled by her unwavering belief in the power of her story. And in the end, her perseverance paid off, propelling her to literary stardom and inspiring millions of readers around the globe. Or consider the many journeys of Elon Musk, whose name has become synonymous with innovation and ambition. From the early days of PayPal to the groundbreaking advancements of SpaceX and Tesla, Musk has faced more than his fair share of setbacks and skeptics. Yet through it all, he's remained undeterred in his pursuit of revolutionizing the way we live and explore the cosmos. His secret? A relentless commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. But let's not confine our exploration of persistence to the realms of celebrity and fame. Every day, ordinary people around the world are writing their own stories of triumph over adversity. They're the single parents working multiple jobs to provide a better future for their children. They're the aspiring entrepreneurs pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into their passion projects, refusing to let failure define them. They're the students burning the midnight oil in pursuit of their dreams, knowing that success is not guaranteed, but earned. Hey, I know, it's easy to succumb to the allure of retreat when the road ahead seems daunting. It's tempting to fall back into our comfort zones when faced with the specter of constant resistance or potential failure. But let me tell you, greatness is not reserved for the faint of heart. It's not handed out on a silver platter to those who are content to settle for the status quo. If you're one of the few that dare to act beyond dreams, you need to embrace the power of grit in your own life. When the journey grows long and the obstacles seem insurmountable, remember the words of Winston Churchill. If you're going through hell, keep going. And when you reach that mountaintop of success, you'll look back on your journey with pride, knowing that it was your relentless determination that carried you through the darkest nights and brought you into the light of victory. Let nothing stand in the way of your dreams. It's not the most talented or the most educated who achieve greatness. It's those who refuse to quit, no matter what.